And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Thursday, November 7th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylie Dedman. New this afternoon at Texoma, be alert. Search and rescue efforts are currently underway for a missing 16-year-old girl from Hunt County. An Amber Alert was issued at noon today for missing Jordan Macarin. She was last seen Wednesday morning in the 600 block of Bailey West Drive in West Tawanki. She has brown hair and blue eyes, weighs about 180 pounds, and is 5'2". If you have any information about her whereabouts, you were asked to contact the West Tawanki Police Department. Now again, Jordan Macarin is 16 years old and was last seen yesterday morning. A man has pled guilty for a murder in Seminole County. In June of 2023, 22-year-old Joseph Mullins of Wewoka shot a man within the boundaries of the Muskogee Creek Nation Reservation. Mullins has been found guilty of multiple charges, including second-degree murder. He will remain in the custody of the United States Marshal Service until he is sentenced. And an incident happened today at Elmore City Public Schools. That's according to the Garvin County Sheriff's Office. Law enforcement is currently on scene investigating. They did not specify where the incident occurred or what the incident is. The Sheriff's Office says all students are safe and in classrooms proceeding with their normal schedule. More details have not been released, but we will keep you updated as the story develops. And Mansville schools are currently experiencing a water outage. The district says that due to town repairs, their water is currently out and they do not know when it will be back on. The school stated that parents and guardians are welcome to pick up their kids early depending on personal preference. And speaking of water outages, they are experiencing one over in the city of Pauls Valley. A water main break happened before 10:30 this morning. Customers around the 1700 block of South Walnut may experience zero water pressure. Crews are currently on site now to repair, but a timeline for water restoration has yet to be released. Well, turning to weather now, it may be a warmer winter in Texoma thanks to another year of the La Nina cycle. News 12's Garrett Stringfellow explains.
Warmer and drier. That's how the National Weather Service is describing the winter outlook for North Texas.
Now, that doesn't mean every day will be warm and dry. We might get a cold front and have a week of intensely cold weather, and the rest of the winter might be above normal.
That is because of La Nina, a natural climate phenomenon.
And it shifts the jet stream in such a way that we just get fewer storm tracks across Texoma, meaning drier than average, and also because the storm track, which is the jet stream, is up here and we're down here, it's also blocking the cold air.
And while it may help as far as preventing some winter weather, the potential lack of rainfall is concerning.
So we got really lucky with the stuff we got last weekend. Good soaking rain in most of Texoma. We might not see another event like that the whole winter.
And if the trends continue, it could set up for some extreme fire danger come springtime.
Even in a mild winter, you're going to get some freezes. So the vegetation is dead. It starts warming up. It gets very windy in February and March. You're looking at a lot of days in the 80s, and you can have super high fire danger in those months.
On the bright side, less storms in general means less chance for a truly severe weather event.
Every fall, you get a couple of severe weather outbreaks. In fact, November 4th, 2022 is when Paris got hit by that big tornado and Idabel got hit the same day. That's not that unusual. In the middle of winter, like in 2015 when they got that tornado the day after Christmas, that's pretty rare. You typically will have an El Nino winter to get something like that.
Reporting, Garrett Stringfellow, News 12.
Well, we have tons of Thursday night lights happening tonight for football. So for anybody heading out tonight, Brian, what should they be expecting weather-wise?
Could be dealing with a few rain showers or even thunderstorms, but the majority of the rain will come in tomorrow night. But yeah, we are going to be keeping track of that. Actually, we're not dealing with much in the way of cloud cover like we were expecting. Of course, this morning started off very foggy, very gloomy, but it is pretty much clear as a bell out there right now with temperatures mostly in the 70s because the sun is out and warming us up quickly. But here's the thing, we are keeping an eye on some possible thunderstorms developing to the south and west. This is all thanks to a very dynamic system off towards the west over New Mexico and Colorado, giving them actually record snowfall. So this is what we get to see. Clouds will thicken back up, and here is a quick peek at that Thursday night football forecast. Again, probably a poncho kind of night and maybe some light layers as well. And we're going to run you through the future cast. We also do have a risk of severe weather now for tomorrow. We're going to talk about all that here in a little bit. Until then, back to you, Kylie.
All right, thank you, Brian. Sherman's manager, Robbie Hefton, is retiring after a decade leading the city. After 26 years working for Sherman and a 10 as city manager, Hefton will retire in early 2025. Sherman Mayor David Plyler says Hefton has played a key role in the city's success.
We're leaving the city in arguably the best condition it's ever been in. I mean, on all metrics of success, we're just at the top of all of them. So a lot of credit to Robbie.
In a statement, Hefton wrote, he is honored he was appointed to lead Sherman during this incredible time. He says he is also working with the City Council to create a plan to find his replacement. We will continue following who takes over as Sherman's next city manager. Governor Greg Abbott was in East Texas yesterday pushing for school vouchers. As our sister station KLTV 7's Lauren Tier reports, Abbott says he has the legislative support to pass the measure in the upcoming session.
Our job as Texas leaders is to make sure that we are going to provide the most effective pathway options for every child in our state.
Governor Abbott emphasizing his belief in the importance of school vouchers, which he says will allow parents to use public dollars to pay for private education. The question remains, how will it be funded, and will the money come from public school budgets?
We'll have separate pots of money, one for public schools, which we will fully fund, teacher pay raises, which we will fully fund, and then a separate pot for school choice.
Pots filled by taxpayer dollars. Educators, including East Texas school superintendents, have shared concerns about the effects of school vouchers on the public school system. The main concern being money taken from public education budgets when it comes to funding based on attendance, a concern Abbott refutes.
Both public education and school choice are part of one of my primary goals this coming session, and that is achieving excellence in education.
Other concerns include using taxpayer dollars to fund faith-based education. Schools like Kingdom Life Academy and its students would directly benefit from school vouchers. Founder and director Joel Enge says they primarily teach minorities and students from low-income households.
Funds that would come following the student would totally help to alleviate a lot of the struggles that we go through financially.
Enge was a public educator for nearly 30 years and says he realized traditional schooling wasn't effective for some kids. Kingdom Life teaches students through project-based curriculum built on a Christian faith foundation. The school charges a base fee of $150 a month. Annually, it costs $11,250 per student. But how much the parents pay of that total is determined by household income. For now, the difference is covered by donations and scholarship. Lauren Tier, KLTV 7 News.
Looking ahead, Texas lawmakers will reconvene in Austin for the start of the next legislative session on January 14th. Well, the work has already begun to transition from a Biden-Harris White House to a Trump-Vance administration. For President-elect Donald Trump, the move back in also involves significant legal baggage. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
President Biden addressed the country from the Rose Garden Thursday, looking to the future.
Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans.
In her speech Wednesday, Vice President Kamala Harris conceded the election and promised a smooth transition.
We will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
President-elect Donald Trump's transition team is already at work in West Palm Beach under the leadership of former WWE President Linda McMahon. It also includes familiar faces like Trump's two older sons and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
President Biden has already called Trump and extended an invitation for a meeting at the White House to discuss the transition.
As for the former president's legal troubles, CBS News has learned the Department of Justice and Special Counsel Jack Smith's office are discussing how to wind down the federal cases against Trump. The DOJ has a long-standing policy against prosecuting a sitting president. One of the pending cases centers around January 6th and efforts to subvert the transfer of power after the 2020 election.
Logically and legally, it'd be hard to prosecute the person who's running it all.
Trump will enter the White House with a Republican-controlled Senate, possibly a House too, with some of those races still being decided. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.